Have you ever looked at those massive white ice caps on top and bottom of our planet and thought, what's the worst that could happen if they melt? Oh, my curious friend, you're about to find out. Because today, we're diving into one of the biggest what-ifs in human history. What would happen if all the ice on Earth melted? Would we be swimming to work? Would penguins become tropical birds? And would your beach house suddenly become the beach itself? Stick around, and hey, drop your guess in the comments right now. How many meters do you think the sea level would rise if all the ice melted? Let's see who gets it right by the end of this video. Alright. Grab your imaginary surfboard, because we're about to ride the biggest wave in history. Just how much ice are we talking about? So, here's the thing. Our planet has about 26.5 million gigatons of ice. That's 26.5 million billion tons, or as I like to call it, a ridiculous amount of frozen water someone should probably put in the freezer. Most of it sits in Antarctica, about 90%. The rest in Greenland, and some in mountain glaciers scattered across the world. If all that ice melted, the sea level would rise by around 70 meters, or about 230 feet. Yeah. That's like submerging every single coastal city on Earth. Let me say that again. New York? Gone. London? Underwater. Bangkok? Bye-bye. And Venice, well, Venice was already halfway there, so it's just finishing the job. Now tell me in the comments. If your city got flooded, where would you move to? Would you go inland? Or just build a floating house and call it Aqua Mansion 3000? The Great Flood 2.0. Okay, so first off, if all that ice melted overnight, which, thankfully, is impossible, we'd wake up to a world map that looks completely different. Florida? Gone. The Netherlands? Gone. Half of China's coastal area? Gone. And goodbye to Sydney, Shanghai, Mumbai, Tokyo, and basically every major port city you can name. Over 1 billion people would lose their homes. Think of the traffic jam when everyone tries to move inland. It's like Mad Max, Water Edition. But it's not just about humans, entire ecosystems vanish too. Mangroves, coral reefs, coastal forests, all drowned. And the salty water creeping inland would ruin farmland for centuries. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, that sounds bad, but hey, maybe we'll get more beaches? Nope. When the sea takes your home, it doesn't give you a beachfront, it gives you no front. Weather chaos unlocked. Now, here's where things get extra spicy. You melt the ice, you change the entire planet's balance. See, those ice caps aren't just pretty, they work like giant mirrors, reflecting sunlight back into space. No ice means less reflection, which means more heat. Which means more melting. Which means even more heat. That's what we call a feedback loop. And it's the climate's way of saying, oops, you broke it, good luck fixing it. And with that heat, the jet stream, the high-speed wind that controls weather, goes totally wild. So now, you get blizzards where it used to be warm. Heat waves in places that used to be cool. And hurricanes that make old ones look like gentle hugs. Imagine Canada with 45 degrees Celsius summers. And the Sahara Desert suddenly getting monsoons. Basically, the Earth's weather machine would go, surprise. I'm drunk now. Quick question, if you could control the weather for one day, what would you do? Sun all week? Snow in the desert? Let me know in the comments. Animals and us, who survives? Okay, so humans might be smart enough to move inland. But what about the animals? Polar bears? Gone. Penguins? Homeless. Seals? Extremely confused. They'd go from icy kingdoms to swimming endlessly, looking for a place that doesn't exist anymore. Meanwhile, tropical animals might actually expand. Crocodiles, jellyfish, mosquitoes, basically, all the creatures you don't want to see thrive. Mother Nature's like, you melt my ice? Enjoy your new overlords. And humans? We'd have to adapt, too. Mass migrations, food shortages, and freshwater scarcity would hit hard. Because here's another twist: when glaciers melt, they release freshwater into the ocean, which can disrupt ocean currents like the Gulf Stream. That could freeze parts of Europe even as the rest of the world burns. So you could have people in Paris freezing in winter while folks in Canada complain it's too hot. Irony level, global. Can we stop it? So, what can we do to prevent this watery nightmare? Well, first of all, it's not melting overnight. But it is melting faster than ever before. We're currently losing around 1.2 trillion tons of ice every year. That's enough to fill over 480 million Olympic swimming pools every single year. To slow it down, scientists say we need to cut carbon emissions, switch to renewable energy, and stop treating recycling as a personality trait. Some researchers are even testing ideas like refreezing parts of the Arctic using artificial clouds or solar mirrors. It sounds crazy, but hey, so does turning your planet into soup. Would you support those giant climate engineering projects? Or do you think we should just focus on reducing emissions? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. The world after the melt. Let's imagine all the ice has melted. Centuries later, humans have adapted. New continents form, mountain cities become coastal paradises. And people travel the flooded ruins of old cities by submarine. Future historians might say, these were the cities our ancestors drowned and then turned into tourist attractions. And maybe, just maybe, somewhere, penguins will have evolved into flying birds who finally left Antarctica behind. So, yeah. If all the ice on Earth melted, it wouldn't be a global swim party. It would be a total climate reset. But it's also a reminder. We're still in control right now. And every small choice, from the car you drive to the food you eat, decides how fast that melting goes. So before we all need scuba gear to visit New York, maybe we should start cooling things down literally. If you made it this far, congrats, you survived the flood. Now tell me in the comments, which part of this melting Earth shocked you the most? And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, pun totally intended, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep exploring the biggest what-ifs of our world before they become what happened. Learning through questions. Like and subscribe to learn new knowledge every day.